Before you start scrolling at houses in Las Vegas, I want you to stop for a second because the biggest mistake I see people make when they move out here is choosing the house before really understanding the area. And a home in Summerlin, Henderson, the Southwest, or North Las Vegas can all mean a different day to day life, even when all the houses online look the same. So, in this video, I'm going to break down what I'd want to know before buying a home in Las Vegas in 2026. So, let's get to it. The first thing to understand is that living in Las Vegas usually doesn't feel anything like visiting Las Vegas. The Strip is obviously a huge part of the city, but most locals aren't walking past casinos every day. We're driving to work, taking kids to school, going to neighborhood restaurants, running errands, and spending most of our time miles away from Las Vegas Boulevard. That's why choosing the right side of town matters so much. Your daily experience is shaped far more by your neighborhood, your commute, and what's around your house than it is by how close you are to the Strip. Summerlin is usually one of the first places relocation buyers ask me about. It's polished, it has strong access to trails in Red Rock, and there are a lot of restaurants, parks, and newer neighborhoods throughout the area. But you're usually paying a premium for that setting. And Summerlin itself is large, so living near downtown Summerlin feels different from living farther west near the mountains or farther north in one of the newer communities. Henderson is one of those places where the part of town you choose can completely change the experience. Green Valley feels more established and convenient with mature neighborhoods, shopping, and restaurants already in place. Head toward McDonald Highlands and Escaya, and it feels completely different. Higher elevation, mountain views, more privacy, and a much more high-end setting. You're also seeing major luxury development in that part of Henderson, including the Four Seasons Private Residences project. And depending on where you live, freeway access can make getting to the airport, the Strip, or other parts of the valley a lot easier or a lot harder. So before you decide if Henderson is the right fit, make sure you're looking at the part of Henderson that actually matches how you want to live. The Southwest has become one of the most practical choices for people who want newer housing, dining, and relatively convenient access to much of the valley. You have places like Uncommons and The Bend bringing more restaurants and activity into the area, but there's also a lot of construction, traffic, and continued development. It may not have the same master planned identity as Summerlin or Henderson, but for many buyers, the location and newer housing make a lot of sense. The Northwest side and parts of North Las Vegas may give buyers more space or newer construction for the money, depending on what they're comparing. Communities like Centennial Hills, Sky Canyon, and the newer parts of North Las Vegas can work well for buyers who don't need to be close to the Strip every day. But this is where testing the commute becomes important. A house may look perfect online, but the drive can completely change how you feel about it. The next mistake is only looking at the purchase price. You need to look at the full monthly cost of living in that specific home. That can include the HOA, summer electricity, insurance, landscaping, commuting, and any SID or lid balance that may apply to the property. With new construction, buyers also need to separate the advertised base price from what the finished home will actually cost after the lot, structural options, and upgrades. Builder incentives can be valuable, especially when financing is involved, but I would still compare the entire deal, not just the promotional payment. A lot of people ask whether they should rent first. My honest answer is that renting first can make sense when you've never spent meaningful time in the different parts of the valley. It gives you time to understand your commute, where you actually spend your weekends, and whether the area feels the way you expect it. But renting first isn't automatically the right answer for everyone. Some buyers already know the area, have a clear timeline, and find a home that fits their long term plans. The decision should come down to how certain you are about the location, not pressure to buy or fear of missing out. Before signing anything, here's what I would do. Pick 3 areas that appear to fit your budget and lifestyle. Visit each one during the day and again in the evening. Drive the actual commute you expect to make. Find the nearest grocery store, gym, coffee shop, or whatever you use every week. And don't only tour the model homes. Drive through the surrounding streets and see what the daily life actually looks like. So before you choose a house, take the time to understand what each part of Las Vegas really has to offer. There isn't one area that's best for everyone. The right choice comes down to your lifestyle, your commute, just the day-to-day things that you want around you. I'm Mike Del Rosario with the Schofield Group, and I'm here to help you make sense of it all. I hope this video helped, and if it did, please subscribe to Live in It for more honest breakdowns of Las Vegas neighborhoods, real estate, and what it's actually like to live here, and I'll catch you on the next one.